It looks like a semi-new plug. It's been burning perfectly. So let's check.
Most people knew Bre from Chickanic as the woman who could fix anything, but no one expected her own life to fall apart in ways no tool could repair. Because behind the calm tutorials and easy smiles, something darker was brewing, a tragedy or maybe betrayal, a wave of harassment so vicious it nearly broke her. This is beyond the story of a YouTuber. It's the story of how someone who taught the world to mend what's broken was suddenly fighting to keep her own world from collapsing. Bre Avery Zacharski built a YouTube channel, Chickanic.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. Hope everybody's having a great week. Now listen, I am a equal opportunity brand basher or promoter, depending on what unit it is.
Because she loves small engines. To her, a lawnmower was a puzzle, a patient friend waiting for attention.
So here's what the mower's doing right now. That sounds terrible.
And she knew just how to coax engines back to life. In a world full of curated aesthetics and clickbait content, Bre's corner of YouTube felt refreshingly real. She calmly walked viewers through how to fix a trimmer, how to diagnose a carburetor problem, and how to carefully disassemble a chainsaw with respect. Hands were steady, voice understated, and behind the scenes, she ran a small engine repair shop. Over time, people noticed. Chickanic grew into a trusted space. According to analytics sites, her channel has over 610,000 subscribers and more than 100 million total views. Her videos average around 13 to 14 minutes, released weekly, and she's known for her practical, no-nonsense style. She's doing it because she cares about fixing things, not just for the sake of likes or glamour. Saving viewers time, money, and teaching them how to understand machines rather than fear them. But life, as often happens, had more in store for her than engines and YouTube tutorials. In early 2025, Bre's world was turned upside down. Her husband died unexpectedly of a heart attack. It was a private loss, but one that sent ripples through her whole life. As she tried to grieve, and as she tried to hold the pieces together for her children, she was confronted with a horrifying twist. The people next door, an influencer couple, began making videos about her. These weren't casual mentions or passing commentary. According to Bre, they made false, vicious claims, naming her explicitly, accusing her of child abuse, of neglecting her home, and worst of all, encouraging their viewers to call Child Protective Services on her. Imagine waking up every day to your tragedy being turned into content, and that too, not by someone distant, but by people in your own building and your own community. Bre says the couple openly encouraged their followers to dial CPS. They painted her as a bad mother, feeding a narrative so malicious that strangers started calling on her, making her children's safety a public spectacle. She recounts that CPS did visit once, but the case was closed quickly. According to her, there was no substance to those wild claims. Still, the damage was real. The stress of constant harassment, barrage of messages from strangers, the sense that her private life was being weaponized, it started eating her up. Her blood pressure soared. The strain did more than just bruise her emotionally, it manifested physically. She suffered what she described as a small stroke and found herself in the ICU. For someone who was used to repairing broken machines, this felt different. There was no manual and no easy fix. Her body betrayed her under the weight of grief and cruelty. She said she stopped going outside. Her children, too, stopped stepping out. The harassment blurred the lines between her home and her identity. She once wrote that she wished her antagonistic neighbors would just move because she couldn't run anymore. Not from her pain, but from the people who refused to stop making her life their content. But Bre didn't just fall silent. Earlier in 2025, she filed a lawsuit against another influencer, a mommy influencer, who had posted a security camera video from a house tour she and her husband did with their realtor. In the edited video, Bre said, only lines where she criticized the house were shown, deliberately spliced to make her sound mean and nasty. She and her husband sent a cease and desist, and when that did not work, they didn't back down. To her, it was more than just about taking down a video. It was about protecting her reputation, grief, and her dignity. In a quieter corner, another struggle was playing out. Her relationship with her neighbors went beyond defamation. In the summer of 2025, Bre discovered that some of those same antagonistic antagonistic neighbors were trespassing. They used her pool without permission. Security cameras caught their repeated intrusion. When she confronted them, things escalated emotionally and legally. She threatened, they argued. Finally, in court, those intruders were found guilty of trespassing. Her private sanctuary and her pool turned into a battleground. To many, this part of her story might feel too raw, real, and not content-worthy in the sanitized influencer sense. But to Bre, it was life, loss and grief, legal fights, health scares, all unfolding in the glare of a camera she never asked to be pointed at her. And all the while, she kept filming. Even after her hospitalization, while her heart was aching for her husband and watching over her children, she returned to her roots, small engine repair. In her videos, she didn't dramatize her pain and didn't interject it every minute. She fixed carburetors, coaxed mowers back to life, and she carefully explained choke systems, fuel issues, things that on their face might seem mundane, but coming from her now feel like a gentle rebellion. Her content took on new meaning. It was beyond saving someone's money or helping a broken trimmer start. It was about showing up again and again with her hands in grease, teaching people that brokenness can be understood, fixed, and respected. Her quiet voice and steadiness became a kind of anchor. She taught her audience that engines could be mended. Perhaps she was quietly telling herself and the world that she could be mended too. Through it all, the question lingers. Why did she stay? Why, after her husband's death, stroke, the constant harassment, would she keep pushing out weekly videos, submitting tutorials, and answering comments? Maybe because this was her way of reclaiming control. She couldn't stop people from lying, but she could show the truth in her craft. She couldn't stop her neighbors from making false videos, but she could make hers clear, precise, and unmanipulated. Every time she dismantled an engine, she was reclaiming a piece of her world, building back a safe space where she decided what was shared, how it was shared. Her fight has cost her a lot, peace, energy, and health. But she's not alone. Some of her supporters have rallied around her, sending messages of solidarity, helping her amplify her legal challenges. She's found a kind of vulnerable strength, the kind that doesn't need viral moments, but just steady resolve. And yet, for all the public drama, a deeper, more personal question haunts her story. Is she allowed to grieve without it becoming content? When your life is online, your grief is visible. How do you draw boundaries? And when people weaponize your sorrow for clicks, what do you do? Fight, flee, or find a way to rebuild? Her story doesn't resolve in sound bites or glossy redemption arcs. She's someone who built a craft quietly with care, and even when her life broke in ways she didn't choose, she picked up the pieces over and over. There's a deep humanity in that. There's heartbreak, yes, but also grit and courage. There's an inward determination to restore something real and something lasting. Not for likes, not for show, but because she believes fixing is worth the effort, whether it's a mower or a piece of your life. Her journey makes us reflect. How do we, as viewers, treat creators when they are human beings with real suffering? Do we see their grief or just their public persona? And in a culture that monetizes vulnerability, what does it mean to say, I will protect my truth, even if others try to twist it? Bre of Chickanic didn't ask for the spotlight, but when it found her, she refused to let it define her entirely. She used her voice, hands, and her tools to fix what she could, to reclaim her story, and to remind herself and all of us, sometimes strength is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in doing the work every single day. Her story is still being written, and maybe that's the point. Resilience doesn't end, it just keeps going. And as she moves forward with a repaired engine and reclaimed moment at a time, Bre proves that even the deepest cracks can become part of a stronger foundation. Let us know if her story resonated with you.